Hey, I just got back from vacation, uh, and am sick, as is evidenced by my wonderful hairdo and my voice. I think this is the first time I've talked out loud today. It's almost 10 o'clock, but I figured I would. I was thinking about something and just saw something that I just wanted to remark on. Dear God. Anyway, so I've been at home watching TV today a little bit, sleeping most of the day, and then watching TV. And I watch a lot of reality TV, and I do it for a variety of reasons. I'm not going to pretend that they're all noble. A lot of it is just because it's mental marijuana. But one of the shows I just don't watch, I just refuse to watch, is John and Kate plus 8. And long before any of the, I don't know if you've heard about the stuff about him, like, being seen in public with this girl or this friend of his or whatever, and questions were raised about whether or not he was cheating on his wife, and now maybe they're going to get a divorce or whatever. That's not why I stopped watching it. I stopped watching it a really long time ago because I just could not take it. I couldn't take watching the show and watching how when they go to these asides of, like, just John and Kate, just how horribly, like, and I don't like to, like, generally use words like that denigrate women, like that, how, like, if a woman says something negative, that, she's a shrew. But if a guy says something negative, like, do you know what I'm saying? That, like, make women out to be bitches or whatever. But I'm telling you, like, that is all I could think about her. Is like, she was a nag, she was a bitch, she was a shrew. Like, he was just completely, like, cuckolded by this woman. Like, it was like, what the fuck? And again, it was not because, like, he helped with the kids or any of that. Like, I'm all about that. It was her relentless taking him down. Anyone can do this to anyone. It's not a matter of man or woman. It was just her attitude toward him and the way that she took him to task for things and the way that she was just, I just did not like it. It was to the point I couldn't watch it. I just refused to watch the show. It was very ugly. And and so I stopped watching it, That was it. I just didn't watch it. And you know what? You can take issue with this as well. But to be perfectly honest with you, I also find it, and full disclosure, I don't want kids, so I guess I will also never know, the ache of someone who doesn't have kids or whatever. But here's the thing. They already had 2 kids. So this is the thing that I guess I don't quite understand. I also find it weird when people go through, I don't know what, fertility treatments, and then end up with 6 kids. I don't feel the need to call that woman the octo mom, but, like, that shit's weird to me. That's, like, unnatural, and it's weird. And so, then these people get put in these positions where things are very difficult for them, and rightfully so. Like, to raise 8 kids has got to be weird, like, hard. But it's got to be hard enough when you have one, who's 18 and the smallest one is 2. It's got to be hard enough. But when you have 6 that are all the same age, that's got to be completely overwhelming. But the odds of that naturally occurring are almost infinitesimally small. So, again, this is just my fucking opinion, but they had 2 kids. It wasn't like they didn't have any kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like they were aching and just so sad that they couldn't have their own children. They had children. That's a whole nother story, of which I could give a whole nother thing. So anyway, I just watched the end of another reality TV show a new one called Cake Boss, and they previewed that they were going to discuss a little bit of their current situation on this new season or whatever in this show, and you know, he talked a little bit, she talked a little bit separately one another. They're not on the same couch this time. And, they're both kind of saying things about like the tabloids and the paparazzi and how they've never anticipated this, and, how rough it's got to be, and how, they never thought about it before, but how they're humans and tabloids and all this other stuff. And her in particular about how like she travels and how this is her job. I'm assuming like all her book appearances and all this stuff, and how hard this is, and how he stays home, and how, he resents her for that because he, is doing this on his own pretty much. He has help, but, all this stuff. And that, yes, she's hard on him, and, that they have this on tape, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, and some other thing she says. It's like, but you know what? You're saying this leading up to, like, the new season of the show. Like, if this is a problem, and if you're really trying to get your lives back together, or you're really doing, like, you're the one who's actually making an effort, or if this is like, if he didn't anticipate this, or whatever the issue is here, like, you're doing it. I mean, I guess they probably already filmed it, so maybe that's wrong-headed of me to say. Like, I suppose that the stuff that we're gonna see now for the next new season was already in the can. Like, they had already probably filmed it. But it's like, if you're that fucking concerned, take your family off TV. You know what I mean? Stop doing your appearances. Stop going around and, like, doing book stuff, I remember a long time ago when, like, and I like Eddie Vedder, and I think he's, changed from back in the 90s, but I remember, like, when Eddie Vedder would bitch about being famous, and I remember a friend of mine saying to me, like, you know what? If you don't want to be famous, you don't have to be famous. Like, for a while, people will still follow you around, but pretty much, like, you can take yourself, like, off the shelf. Like, you can disappear if you really want to. But, like, think about, like, Julia Roberts and stuff, and, like, when some of those, and some of people, like, have their kids and stuff, like, they don't do movies for a while, and they kind of disappear for a while. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't hear so much about them. Like, if you don't want to put, yourself in, like, the spotlight, you can kind of, like, just, take yourself out of it to some extent. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just like, and maybe, maybe they have a contract signed where this next season has to be, shown or whatever, so maybe they're locked in for that. But it's like, if they have another season, if another season comes out after this, it's like, you ask for this. Like, your family's in trouble, like, this is you've gotten yourselves a little in over your heads, and it's unfortunate, and maybe this stuff went, where you didn't expect, but then take your family back by the reins, get the shit under control, and get your shit off TV. You know what I mean? Cut the shit. I mean, and the roll-offs on Little People Big World, who I love very much, like, I'm starting to wonder, like, what's going on with them as well. But, anyway, I don't know. Who am I to say? I'm not on reality TV. I don't know who watches this shit and judges the fuck out of me. But my doing this, I always have to remember, every time I put this out here, and then people say to me, like, I saw your video, and I'm a little taken aback, like, oh, you watched my video, and you remember shit that I said from it? It's like, yeah, because you put the shit out on the fucking YouTube, dude. Like, don't be surprised. So, anyway, weirdo fucking rant about reality TV, and I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I'm probably delirious from being sick. So anyway, gotta love my reality TV. TLC, MTV, VH1, yeah! What up, bitches? Alright, bye.